Hi y'all, welcome back for another week in first grade. Today's video is sponsored by Cricut. Stay tuned for more on this fun classroom project a little bit later on.
If this is the first video that you are watching, hi, my name is Lauren and I am a third year first grade teacher here in Massachusetts. So happy to have you here. This video is going to be a full week in my life as a teacher. I'm going to try to include some more out of school content because I think some of you might be interested in that as well. But anyways, it is Monday morning, November 15th. It is 8:05, so technically we don't have to be here until 8:20, but I've been here since about 7:45, and thank goodness I have been because we had a 4-day weekend, so we had Thursday and Friday off, and my heater was on all weekend. Oh, there's a bug. Hold on one second. Sorry. My heater was on all weekend, so it was so warm in here that a lot of things actually fell off of the wall, and not just things that were up with sticky tack. If you have cinder block walls, you feel my pain. It's really hard to get things to stay. Things that were hot glued came on, melted. It was very, very, very hot in here this morning because my door was closed and the heat was on. So anyways, I have the window open. I had the air conditioner on for a while. Thank goodness for my air conditioner. Shout out to y'all that have been here. This is the first year that I've had an air conditioner, so she came in handy this morning. But anyways, it took me a while to put everything back up, especially my sound wall. All of the sticky clips down the cabinet doors, all of them. But anyways, yeah, so I've been here a while, but I've just been kind of putting the room back in order. I put all the chairs back down, and now I have, I was just looking over our plans for the morning, so for foundations and reading before the kids go to specials. We're all good to go there, and I have some time before they get here, about 20 minutes or so. And I kind of forgot that on Friday, I knew that I had ordered these and they were just kind of hanging out in my classroom. But on Friday, I think I was at a little bit of, not a breaking point, but we had spent a lot of time tying shoes all day long, which is fine. That's part of being a first grade teacher. And I will tie shoes, and I love tying shoes. But also being a part of first grade teacher is encouraging students to become more independent. So I told them, if over this long weekend you have a grown-up or a sibling or a grandma or a grandpa, or really anyone, teach you how to tie shoes, I will give you a pop-it on Monday. And I kind of forgot that I said that. I meant it, but I just kind of forgot. And then last night I got the absolute cutest video that I've ever seen in my whole life. It was a how-to video that a mom sent me of her student who's in my class in dino footy pajamas, adorable, practicing tying his dad's sneaker. It was as big as he was. It was the cutest thing that I've ever seen in my whole life, but he was giving us directions. So he was first, and then he's and then you make one bunny ear and another bunny ear, and he did it. So I was oh, that's a good reminder. He's going to be able to pick a pop-it, but what I'm going to do, because these are keychains, but they aren't on the thing yet. So in order to make them easy to grab and go, I'm going to go ahead and thread them all onto the little ball chain things, and then that way they can go on their backpack or wherever they're going to go. Hello again, y'all. It is now specials time. So this week, the way that my school does special areas, specials, whatever you refer to them as, we have 4. We have art, music, STEM, and PE. They do not get PE every day. PE is a special area. But anyways, my kids go to one special for an entire week. And then the following week, they go to the next one in the rotation. And the reasoning I believe behind that was that sometimes they would want to start a project in art that was a multi-day project, and it felt very disjointed when they were only seeing the art teacher once every 4 days or something. So it became a week-long rotation. Here we go. Okay, so this morning was wonderful. I put all of those keychain pop-its together, and exactly one of my students learned how to tie his shoes, the one whose mom sent me the video. So he chose his pop-it, and then I think that kind of motivated more of them to learn how to tie their shoes, but they were so excited. They were all cheering him on, great job, you did it, you earned it, you deserve it. They were just using the best encouraging words. So that was great. We did foundations, and today was kind of just a review day for foundations. It was just a word of the day kind of day. If you do foundations, you know what I mean. So just really applying the skills that we've learned so far. And then for reading, we just learned 2 vocabulary words. So an easy morning. However, Monday, my prep period is super busy. My like planning time is jam-packed. So I have been running around like crazy. It is now 10:50, so I have only 10 minutes before lunch. But the reason it's always so busy is because on Mondays, typically I have to laminate some things for centers, which I did. I send home optional homework on Mondays, and normally I wouldn't be one to like send homework home in first grade. However, I had like students and parents asking for it, so I wanted to offer it. It's optional if they bring it back. So for example, this week is a full week, 5-day week, so that means there are 4 nights before Friday. So they get 4 ELA practice pages and 4 math practice pages, things that they should be able to do independently, and they should do like 1 ELA and 1 math page a day. And then if they bring it back on Friday, they get a like PBIS dollar, like our school bucks, one for each day that they did. So if they do only 1 day, they get $1. They do all of it, they get $4. And then we go to our like PBIS school store every other week. We're actually going on Thursday this week instead of our normal day, which is Friday, because I won't be here on Friday. So anyways, all of that to say, I had to find and run copies of their homework. So I'm doing some like kindergarten foundations reviews with sentences, because writing sentences has been great as far as like their stamina for writing. However, like their like, what's the right rule? Like mechanics, like uppercase letter, finger spaces. Anyways, they need some practice with those. I put the word or in here because we're struggling with that heart word, and then just some like addition and subtraction practice. So anyways, there's their homework packets. Those will go home in their folders today. I also got centers all set up. I was talking to my teammate who actually just returned from her maternity leave, so that's exciting. We're just like kind of getting back on the same page and like getting our footing underneath ourselves again. So that's been good. I would say I have been drinking my coffee, but y'all, I don't know if you can see because it's got like the little clear window on the side. This is how much is left. This coffee tastes so bad. It is so gross. I don't know what it is, because I have been getting the sugar cookie latte, like the seasonal one for Christmas. Typically I get it with oat milk and not almond milk. I add a shot and I get 1 less pump of the sugar cookie syrup than normal. Sounds complicated, but it's been very delicious. Well, today they are out of oat milk at my Starbucks, so I got it with almond milk, and this tastes disgusting. Like, I don't know if the oat milk is just like thicker and sweeter, so it covers the taste a bit more. This is not it. Like, it is so bad. So that stinks, because now I won't be caffeinated, because I've been trying to make myself drink it. I can't even like force myself to drink this. It's just gross. So that's a bummer. But anyways, now with the remaining 8 minutes, I should tell you what we're doing for reading centers for the first half of this week. Alrighty, we are at Red Table. This is where they do word work. This is also where like the red folder lives that has their weekly skill practice page in it. So for weekly skill, they're doing a digraph sort. They have to fill in the missing digraph and then cut all the words and put them on either the SH or TH side. And then the word work game, I'll show you this one. There are 2 different versions. There's this one that only has SH, CH, and TH, and then there is this one that has 6 different digraphs, so that it's kind of like self-differentiated. They can decide which one they're going to play with partner. They have dice inside of a container so they don't go all over the place. Shout out to my teammate for letting me borrow the small dice that fit in here. But anyways, they roll the dice, and then if they land on a 2, they have to find something that has CH, and then cross it off with a dry erase marker. And then once they get like a row or a diagonal, no, let's just do a row or a column, then like they win. I think I'm just going to tell them to keep going until they cross everything off, honestly. But that is the word work game and the weekly skill paper. Obviously, if they're on iPads, they go on Imagine Learning. If they're at Read to Self, they go to the library right there. And then the work on writing, let me take you over to Purple Table and I'll show you what they are writing. So work on writing, it is one of our vocabulary words for reading, thrilling. And it says, it was thrilling when so they trace that and then finish the sentence and then draw a picture in the box at the bottom. Sorry, someone was in my window. So I just make those on PowerPoint every week, which is super easy. And that is all of the reading centers. Those are reading centers. Now I am looking at small groups for today, and it looks like I'm going to be meeting with my pink group and my yellow group. My pink group is going to be working on some letters and letter sounds. So my groups obviously are like very differentiated based on skill, and that is based on some IEP goals that we have. So that group is going to be working on the letters S, A, and T today. And then my yellow group is going to be working on some CBC combined reviews. So I use West Virginia Phonics, and I will tell you all more about that tomorrow when I am not in a hurry and super busy like I am on Mondays. But what I'm going to do is just print those lessons quickly for my 2 groups, and then I'll be headed to lunch. I'm going to pick them up from the printer on my way to like the lounge to eat my lunch. And I will tell you so much more about reading groups tomorrow when I have some time during my planning. But for right now, I'm going to run those copies, and then I will talk to y'all after school. Alrighty, y'all, it is the end of the day now. The afternoon flew by. At the beginning of the year, that 4-hour chunk of afternoon time was very intimidating to me, but we have wrangled it somehow. We get through it, and it works for us. So the fact that we've started reading centers and are doing something new in math now that is working better for us. So I'll have to talk about that tomorrow when I have a little more time. We switched our math model. I know I was loving the workshop where I had 2 different times I would teach the lesson, but we just got to a place where all of my students were in a good way. They were effectively meeting one another. They weren't so separate anymore. So it was almost like I was just doing the same thing twice rather than doing super differentiated lessons. So I have put everyone back into a whole group model for math, and I just differentiate or offer different entry points as needed to whatever we're doing. So I'm not doing that anymore. But anyways, the fact that the way that we're doing math now, and I'll talk more about that tomorrow or throughout the week, has really made the afternoon feel better because it's just working better, and they look forward to it more. It's more collaborative. It's just more fun and more effective. So anyways, that has helped shorten our afternoons because it's not this long, chaotic, crazy thing that we have to get through. It's its own thing that we look forward to. So that is nice. And of course, the 1 hour long on the iPads thing it always feels long, but that can't change. So anyways, for math today, we practiced writing related subtraction facts using partners to 10. So for example, if you know that 10 minus 2 equals 8, then you also know that 10 minus 8 equals 2. And they did very well with that. So we do a fluency warm-up, and then an application word problem where we share strategies and talk through what you could do to solve that problem. That's my favorite part of all of math. And then we learn the new strategy, and then they try it, and then they do a math journal activity, an interactive notebook. So they did that and it went well. And then what's after that? Then we had our snack break, and we do free play centers. So that was fun. I'm playing with the Papa keychain that I stole from my stash. Then for science, we are starting animals and plants. So this week we're doing a kindergarten background knowledge builder / review of living and non-living things. So today we just watched the living and non-living things brain pop, and then we did a boom deck as a class where we sorted living and non-living things. And then for the rest of the week we're going to use the living and non-living unit from Science A to Z, which our district purchased for us. So I love that. But then in writing, we read a book about things you see around the classroom, and then that's what we're writing about this week. We're writing about things we can see, so observable things. That went well today. We just read the book and then made a list of things that we saw, what we could write, and we talked a bit about someone said I see, and she pointed out a certain book bin label, and we talked about how we're going to have to write probably a few sentences. So what could you do instead that you could write more about? She said, well, I could write I see book bins. And then I could say one of them has this picture. That is my favorite. And I was good idea. So we talked about that. Went well. It was just a good day. So I'm going to head home because my husband, if you don't know, he is a college basketball coach. They have a game tonight. So normally he gets home later than me anyways. But on the days that he has games, it's a pretty late night for them. The games don't normally tip off until 7 or 8, sometimes later. So anyways, I'm going to go home and hang out with Teddy. I think Teddy and I are going to catch the game on ESPN Plus tonight. So we're going to be by the Christmas tree, watching his game later and hanging out. And then tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday, my husband's actually going to Florida because they are playing in a tournament down in Tampa. So they're flying to that. So this is just personal life aside from being a teacher, just coach wife life. He's going to be gone for all week. Yeah, I don't think he's coming back until Monday at 2 a.m. So me and Teddy are just going to be kicking it. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, he'll be at daycare. Teddy will, so I can stay late and get some stuff done. And then on Friday, I'm taking the day off. So just because I didn't want to put him in daycare all day long, 4 days in a row, and I'm not able to go home and let him out at lunch. My husband normally does that, but obviously he won't be here. So anyways, there's the update on this week, and now I'm going to leave. Quickly, I wanted to do an outfit of the day. I am wearing this pink sweater from Old Navy, and then I have on some like high-waisted dark wash jeans and my brown heeled booties that I always wear, and then these tassel earrings were from the Jane app, but like years ago, but they're just like different colors, and they had the right pink in them to match this sweater, so I wore them today. Yeah, there's that. I'm gonna head home and see you when I see you. Good morning, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Obviously, it is the next day, so update. They won their game last night. They beat Penn State, so that is exciting. It's right now about 7:26. Normally, we have a meeting on Tuesday that starts at 7:20, but I guess there's some like issues with the internet, so she said, try again at 7:30. So I got, oh, it's working. I'll talk to y'all in a few. When I said I would talk to y'all in a few, I did not intend on not picking up my phone again until 4:45, but you know, sometimes things happen that way. It was a good day. It was a long day. It's over now. Obviously, my kids leave at like 3:50 is when our contract ends. I actually have, we had parent-teacher conferences, family conferences for fall last week, and one of my families asked to reschedule, so we are doing that today at 5 o'clock, which is why I am still here. I wanted to stay and do it like from the building because we did our other ones virtually from the building, so it felt like better to me. It felt more formal. Anyways, so I'm staying for that. I have his paper with like conference notes and like some data and some strengths and stuff like that to share with them. So I'm staying for that. Today was wonderful. I will talk quickly kind of about like what we did. First of all, today my kids earned, well, not today, yesterday, they earned their 10th marble, and that's like our whole group system for classroom management. And we were working for Bring a Buddy Day, which is like a wonderful free reward if you are into that. So Bring a Buddy Day, they got to bring a stuffed animal. I will show you guys my stuffed animal. I brought this one that I've had since I was in 2nd grade. This is Cece. She's a panda. Came from Walmart. Had my girls since 2nd grade. So anyways, I brought her to show them, and then they all brought a buddy as well. My only rule was that it could only be one that fit in your backpack. So 2 of mine didn't bring one, which is fine because I have like some random like stuffed animals in my classroom. So one of them borrowed my dinosaur, and one of them borrowed my Pete the Cat, and that was perfect. But they sat with them all day, and that was just really cute and fun. And also in small group for reading, actually 2 of my groups are learning and practicing our blends, and one of the students in the small group working with our blends who came to my table today had a dragon as his buddy. So he thought that was just like the coolest thing. So that was a happy little coincidence. Yeah, that was just really fun. Also, foundations this morning went really well. I'll put a picture of it here. This story this morning, like super quickly typed it up after that meeting ended and ran copies for my teammate and I. This year for Foundations, I'm trying to be way more intentional with immediate text application. Foundations is our Phonics curriculum, if you don't know that, if I haven't mentioned it recently. But anyways, I'm trying to kind of enhance it or like make it stick a bit better by using more frequent text applications as we learn new skills. So I wrote this little story about the big moth, intentionally including words that had skills that we're working on. So things like the heart words that we're working on now, digraphs, bonus letters, glued sounds that we already know, the suffix S, things that we already know, and all of it were words that they could read. So we did that for Foundations, and that went super well, and it's just always so encouraging for them to get a passage that like they all know how to read. So that was really, really fun. We did that. For reading, we learned our final 2 vocabulary words for this week, and then tomorrow we're actually like pausing. It's part of the curriculum, but we're not starting our read alouds tomorrow. Tomorrow we are taking a day fully dedicated to independent reading time, what that looks like, what that sounds like, what self-monitoring is, what it means to choose a just right book, and then we're going to start our daily independent reading time at the end of our reading block, which is really exciting. So I have all their book bags ready, and I have already put some decodables in there, but I'm going to let a few of them book shop, and then we'll keep up with like a more regular book shopping schedule, but I'm excited for that. Math today, we practiced related subtraction facts again, but rather than taking things away from 10, for example, yesterday we did 10 minus 6 is 4, so we know that 10 minus 4 is 6. today we took things away from 9, so starting to like generalize that same reasoning with different totals other than 10. 10 is just the easiest like jumping off point because they all know like the partners to 10, which is why we did 10 yesterday. But like they all did so well with that. And I just got the reminder. Did y'all hear that for the meeting? Because it's going to start in 10 minutes. So that was math. We don't have science, and we have a very brief writing on Tuesdays because on Tuesday our counselor comes to do like a social emotional learning lesson. They're now using Trails. Last year we used Second Step and the year before, but they're now using a curriculum called Trails. But anyway, so that was our day. It was busy, and I know I had some things that I really wanted to chat with y'all about, like my reading small groups, where I get my lesson plans from for small group, what my like plan looks like, how to tackle the rest of the year after doing that core phonics survey. And then I also wanted to talk to y'all about my new like math model, but it involves an iPad, and my iPad is acting up today for whatever reason. So I ended up just having to use like my laptop and my mouse to write instead of like my iPad and my Apple Pencil like I normally do. So I'm going to try to fix my iPad tonight when I get home. But anyways, because this conference is about to start relatively soon, I think I'm going to open the link early and like just see if they come early, which would be fine with me. I'm just going to read over my conference notes and just like take a few sips of water and be ready for whenever they get here. We'll do this meeting and then see how long I guess I need to stay. I don't think I like have anything that I have to stay to do. But today's just a good day because Teddy Man's at daycare, so I don't have any reason to like leave right away. So this was a perfect day for the conference that I am now going to get ready for. Conference is done. That went very well. I just love talking with families and seeing them face to face, even though it's via Zoom, just makes me feel so happy just to collaborate about everything that's going on here in our little classroom, our little corner of the world. But anyways, it is now pitch black outside. It is 5:26, so I think I am going to head out soon, grab some dinner, and scoop Teddy up from daycare. I think tomorrow I will share everything about reading groups with you guys. For right now, all I'm going to share is my outfit. So here we go. I am wearing these navy blue pixie pants from Old Navy. This tunic, this like baby doll tunic blouse, so cute. It's my favorite purchase this year for like teacher outfits. This is from, I believe, the Blushing Brunette boutique. I will link it in the description box. My tassel earrings, these are actually from Target. I think they came in a 2-pack last Christmas. But if you look like white tassel earrings up on Amazon, I'm sure you would find some just like these or similar. And then all day long I was wearing a cardigan over this shirt, which I'm realizing now looked really silly, which is why I took it off for the conference, because if you see, hold on. The shirt is like rolled on the corner or on the sleeve, and then under my cardigan it looks like I have like, I don't even know, floaties on or something. It's not that bad. I wore it anyways, but this cardigan that I wore over, it's like a longer brown cardigan, tannish brown. It is from Amazon, so I will link that in the description if you're interested. And I'm wearing my brown booties. No one is surprised. Everyone, I have a signature pair of brown booties. I wear them almost every day in the fall and winter, and then the next year I buy a new pair. I think this pair is probably from Marshall's or TJ Maxx. Not very sure, but if you've ever watched my channel before, you know that I wear them every day in the fall and winter. Oh, one more thing.
Sorry, y'all, the audio got crazy right here, but I was just pointing out that red piece of paper up there. I'm thinking about doing another line of
Student work displays across the top of the front of the room. I think I'm going to post a question box about it on Instagram and ask other teachers if they have one like around the top of their room, if it's impossible to keep up with. I think I would have to buy a step stool or step ladder for my room, which like I need anyways in order to change out the work more regularly. But then I could have, because in the windows I have well work, but typically I display like more, not like boring, but like more like rigorous work. So like true like more like math and like writings and things. And up here, I would just like a place to hang cute things, like Teaching the Tinies and Mrs. Call's Campers. If you're watching this, hello friends. They have like decorative like wow work that they display as well. Like for example, Maylene always does these like cute coffee filter crafts. Love those. Would love a place to hang them. We did a squirrel writing craft. Love it. However, I don't want to put those in the windows, but I want to put them in a room. Anyways, there's my thought of the day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hello, I am coming at you this morning from the teacher table, the kidney table in the back of the room. Sitting at the kidney table because today we are starting in reading. I think I mentioned yesterday, we're doing like a pause in vocabulary and read aloud lessons so we can really hone in on independent reading, what that looks like, how to do it well, and to let them practice first, like together, and do some guided practice in independent reading, which, do y'all hear that noise? That's the heater. Oh well, anyways, but it sounds counterintuitive to do guided or group practice in an independent routine like independent daily reading, but I would much rather take the time to pause, talk about self-monitoring, talk about choosing a book that's right for you. And granted, when they go to the library for like their read to self time, they can read any book. So they always are able to choose books that they're interested in, but this independent reading time really needs to be a time for them to build their fluency and build their decoding skills. So we're going to talk about choosing a book that's right for you and making sure that you're able to read most, if not all, of the words on the page. And what do you do if you finish your book but our reading time's not done? And what can you ask yourself while you're reading? Can you retell the story to yourself? Anyways, we're doing all of that today. So what I am doing, I have been gifted from my parents, actually, Bob books, which is amazing. But not only did they gift me one box of Bob books, I have like all of the sets, and I have 4 of each, which is amazing because then I could also use these as decodable text during small group. Because, for example, this one is like the beginning readers, and there are 12 books in here. Y'all are picked up on the rest of them, but you see I also have, that's where y'all were. I have 3 other boxes that have the same 12 books, so then 4 students at my table could read book 1 from this set. Anyways, so that means I have 20 boxes of Bob books, 5 different sets, 4 of each set. What I am doing though, because I have been letting them like take them home in their take-home folders and practice reading, I'm starting to be worried that I'm not going to get all of my books back, and I don't want them to be like super unorganized, because then it would be really hard to use these for small group in the future if I wanted to. I want to keep them in their boxes, and I want to know what I'm missing when I'm missing it. So I have these garage sale stickers. Garage sale stickers. I've mentioned these before. I use these for so much. I use these for centers color coding. I use these at the beginning of the year because their reading group, their reading centers, like the people that they switch with, are color coded as well. So I put a sticker on their shirt, so in case they forgot and they were looking at where they were supposed to go but they don't remember what color they wore one of these stickers. I mean, I use these for so much, and they are dirt cheap. They're so cheap. So what I'm going to do is, I have a Sharpie as well. There we go. I am going to sticker each of the books and sticker the boxes. So for example, this box set is blue. I'm going to put a blue sticker on all of the books, and then I'm going to write 1. So this will be like blue 1. So all the blue 1 books go in here. And then blue 2, blue 3, blue 4, and then I'll do the other colors as well. So I'm assuming this is going to be like kind of a long project. Oh, my Apple Watch is dead. Reminder. Need to put that on the charger. So I also, our big mega timer clock is dead. So I would tell y'all what time it is, but your girl don't know, because all my watches and my clocks are just dying on me, which is probably not a great sign, but we're just going to rebuke that in the name of the Lord. So anyways, gonna go plug this in, and then I'm going to sticker all of the books. This morning I got a new drink at Starbucks. Buckle up, y'all, because this is quite the order. I ordered a venti latte. Sounds simple. However, I ordered it with oat milk. Okay. I wanted 4 shots, not 2. Don't ask questions. It's Wednesday. I wanted 4 shots, so there's that. I wanted 1 Splenda. The little thingy won't come off, or I would read you the rest of it. So it's a venti latte with oat milk, 4 shots, 1 Splenda, and 5 pumps of the brown sugar syrup. Y'all, this thing is like happiness in a cup. So I'm going to drink this. I'm going to sticker all my books. Let's get going. Alrighty, it is the end of the day. It is now 4:45, and I think I'm like the last one here. I'm always kicking it on days that Teddy is in daycare, but I wanted to catch y'all up with like how today was. So I did not finish stickering all of the books. It's quite the undertaking, more so than I expected, but I did go ahead and number all of the stickers, so all they have to do now is just be stuck in the book. So I will finish that project this week, but this morning was wonderful. For Foundations, we just learned a few new heart words. We learned who, what, and when, and then during reading, we started that daily independent reading, and I noticed that Bailey calls it dirt, which I don't know if that is like what her district calls it or what her curriculum calls it, but I loved that. I thought it was so funny. It's because it stands for Daily Independent Reading Time, dirt. And I told my kids today that they have unlocked dirt, and they thought it was so funny. I'm like, because now we know so many letter sounds and so many heart words that we all should be able to have some time every day to read by ourselves. So we started that today, and they loved it. They did really well. I started them all with the easy readers, the Bob books, like the lowest level that I have available, just to make sure that everyone was successful today. But my guidelines for dirt were to choose just right books, which means you can read most of the words and you understand what you were reading. And then what it looks like, you're staying in one place, you have a calm body. What it sounds like, you are whispering to read the words if you need to. So we did that, and it went really well. We learned about book shopping and choosing a just right book. They all have 2 books now in their book bag. We talked about how reading a book more than once can be great for practice and fluency, so that was just really, really awesome. I have to be honest, this is probably the first year that I've really implemented effectively. I mean, it's only been a day, but independent reading time. I don't think I did very well with that my first year, and then obviously last year was just a whole other thing. But anyways, it went so well, and I'm so happy, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm going to be making a schedule card to put in between where it says reading and then specials, and I'm going to put dirt, which I think is just really funny. Bailey, if you're watching this, I don't know if you watch my vlogs, but I love that, and I'm really glad I got to borrow that from you. So we did that, and then for reading centers, I just changed the sentence at work on writing to a new sentence. But I am here at my small group table because I keep meaning to talk to y'all about small groups this year. Let me turn you a little bit. My reading groups this year, I love them. I'm obsessed with reading groups now, with teaching small group, and it is because I was introduced to this amazing resource that is free. So first of all, I am doing science of reading based groups this year, and so based on phonics, they're all phonics and skills based. So what I have done, this is not something that we were told to do, but what I feel is the most research based and hopefully will be the most effective. I administered a core phonics survey to all of my students just to place them into the lessons at the various levels. And I ended up with 5 groups. My one group is working on just letters and letter sounds, because you really can't read words until you've mastered all the letters and all the letter sounds. And that is based on an IEP goal that they both share. And then I have one group who is doing CBC, mixed CBC review. And this is just some of what we did today. And then I have 2 groups who are kind of in the same place, which is fun. And they are working on blends. They're all right here. I know it's hard to see because of the glare, but right now we did L blends last week, and now they're doing R blends. And then my most above level group is working on CVCE, or silent E words. It's interesting because doing the core phonics survey, that scared me. I noticed that my most above level students, they both can read CVCE words. They're both very fluent readers, but neither of them can effectively decode nonsense words, which indicates that they read by sight. They just memorize, which, amazing. They just remember words, and so that's how they read them. But then when they're met with a nonsense word, for example, TOFE, I don't think that's a real word, but I hope this is not a bad word. Hold on, let me Google it and make sure it doesn't mean anything. I never know any slang words. Okay, no, I don't think it's a word. Oh, it's used to treat moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis. Anyways, for example, TOFE, you would decode that as TOF. They wouldn't know how to read it because they don't know the phonics rule for the silent E or the CBCE construction. They just know when they see the word game that it's the word game. So that was really interesting to me, very insightful. So they're now learning the actual rules for like why they can read what they read. So that way when they're met with an unfamiliar word, they're able to decode it using those rules. So that's really funny. But anyways, I wanted to share it with y'all. The website is Tools for Reading, but the program is called West Virginia Phonics, and these are free. Let me say that one more time. Free. Like hundreds, I want to say, of lessons. They go by skill. They're all in order. Let me turn my camera around and I will show y'all.
Okay, this is what it looks like. It's on the Tools for Reading website, West Virginia Phonics. If you just Google it, I'm sure it will pop up. And then they're sorted by skill. Skill 1, obviously, is like individual letters and letter sounds. And then you guys can read. It goes CVC, blends, digraphs, long vowel, predictable vowel teams, unpredictable vowel teams, vowel R, like R-controlled vowel constructions, complex consonants, and then multi-syllable words. And then when you click on one of these, I went ahead and clicked on one and opened it up for y'all. This is one of those things. So if I would have clicked on R blends week 1, this is what it looks like. And y'all, this is 27 pages long. This is the lesson plan for the first day, for the second day, for the third day, for the fourth day, and for the fifth day. So they are week-long lesson plans. They come with word lists. They come with applied text, so text like passages that really like hone in on those skills. This is the one we read today. It's called Frogs, but I want to show you like one of the individual lessons. So here it is. It has warm-up activities, PA, and articulation. This part's hard because we are masked. We're like fully masked in my district right now, so they don't have like their mirrors here to look at their mouths and making the sounds, but I would love to have done that. Letter sound correspondence. For these, I don't use their cards. I use the Foundations cards, and then word reading and blending, and then word work, and then dictation, and then text application. So amazing. And it goes on and on, y'all. Like there's like 1 week for our blends, and there's the word list, and here are all the passages. And then there's another week for our blends, and here's the word list, and here's all the passages. And then there's a third week for our blends. Like this is insane to me that this is free.
Like what? I have no words. The fact that that is free, I can't even. So, and it's working so well. I cannot scream anything from the rooftops more than my adoration for West Virginia Phonics. I love it. I don't know who wrote these lessons, but that is my favorite human alive. Anyways, they're working so well because foundations. Obviously, you follow like the scope and sequence, and I even did the accelerated unit 1 because all of our students do foundations in kindergarten. So I accelerated unit 1 as like recommended. It just moves too slow to make them like for that to be our only phonics instruction, because we don't even get to CVCE until like after February break. Like it is just so slow moving, and it does not get them equipped with the skills that they need to be reading at a first grade level before the end of the year. Like it's too slow. And I know that now that I've done it 2 years, and that, you know, you don't get to things in time, and it's not enough. So putting them where they are and like kind of sorting them using the Core Phonics survey, which is also free online, really helped me, because now I have just kind of like put a booster jetpack on all of them and launched them into what they're capable of, rather than keeping everyone with like the foundation spacing, which right now we are working on like digraphs, the suffix S, and glued sounds. All great things, and all of our lessons are useful. But we haven't even learned blends. We haven't learned two-syllable words, like anything. And so now I'm actually even starting to, like during foundations, introduce some of the skills from small group when I can. For example, like we were building words with a CK digraph for one of my students. I asked her to build the word shamrocks because she has been working with multi-syllable words. So then she was able to use a digraph, a glued sound, a suffix S, and another digraph, all within one multi-syllable word that she built for us in the front of the room. So anyways, those are reading centers. And I have, let me show you guys.
Okay, so over here I have, hold on, let me move this. There was a student login. Okay, I have this like big thing from Michael's. These are my reading group folders. The green one is out right now because I was gonna take a picture or show you all the lessons, but that's just the one that I just showed you with the frog story. But I keep them all here, like my reading groups are color coded. That way all I do is I grab the folder and then,
sorry, PetSmart just called and interrupted to confirm Teddy's bath appointment. Anyways, when I open them up, it has the Core Phonics surveys on one side for each of my students. I kind of put them where they are from the beginning of the year. And then on this side, I have the printed lesson plan.
the one I just showed you for our blends, and I print them double-sided, so I have 2 days at a time, and I also have copies of frogs in here. And then when the students read it, I give them, before we read, I give them a clean copy, and they go through with a highlighter. I want to find one, but cover the student name on it. And they highlight all of the R blends. I always like to go through and count them beforehand. This one in particular had 37 R blends, which they just like thought was hysterical because they were just highlighting, like going to town, and like couldn't find them all because there were so many. But anyways, it's just going really well. So that is Reading Reads. That's my, I wouldn't even say soapbox, but this is not sponsored, y'all. I just love them. Now, I want to quickly take you up to the front of the room so we can chat about something very exciting, y'all. It's a big day. Today, this week's video is actually my first ever sponsored YouTube video, so I'm very excited, and I wanted to say thank you to Cricut for sponsoring this video. I'm going to be sharing a project with y'all that I have been hoping and meaning to get around to here at school since the beginning of the year, honestly, well, since a week and a half after the school year started. So let me show you what I am talking about. I wanted to bring you up here. Right now you are sitting on the easel because we are talking sit spots, y'all. So like many other teachers this year and last year, I'm not allowed to have carpets really in my classroom for gathering areas, and also we still have very strictly enforced like distancing rules that we should be following, that we really, it's protocol. So anyways, to kind of counterbalance that while still keeping a gathering area, I decided to still have a seated gathering space in the front of the classroom and to use vinyl to cut sit spots in different shapes for the students to sit on, which has been very helpful. However, let me show you. They have just been put through the ringer. So I am going to be using my Cricut cutting machine today to cut some new sit spots. And I'm not just going to be cutting solid colored sit spots. I'm going to number them as well so that the sit spots are designated for a student. And I'm going to be using Cricut vinyl, permanent vinyl for the base. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to stay with hearts or if I'm going to switch over to like a star. Maybe that would be a cute shape. But anyways, these sit spots just help us to make sure that we are safely distanced here on the classroom floor when we're doing read alouds or other activities where we're gathered here together. So anywho, I need to make sure tonight that I have enough. I need to make sure that these old ones are removed and that I'm using the permanent vinyl. That way they'll really stay. I'm going to do that at home, however, because all of my Cricut materials, my supplies, and my brand new cutting machine are at home, and I am going to take y'all with me. Alrighty, y'all. Obviously, I am not in my classroom anymore. I am home now and ready to get to work on my project. So I have my whole Cricut station behind me that I wanted to show you guys. It is a 3-tier cart, like an extra long one from Michael's that I put a topper at the top shelf of so it can hold my cutting machine. And also here's Teddy. Teddy, say hi. Teddy says hi. But anyways, my cutting machine on the top is the Cricut Explore 3. That's the one that I will be using today for our sit spot project. And then I also have an easy press that you can use for like vinyl iron-ons on clothing or like bags or anything. I'm not going to need that today, but it's there. And then all of my vinyl for today's project is all of the rainbow colors, except I am replacing red with hot pink because duh. Most of my vinyl is the Smart Vinyl Permanent, which means one, it will last and it will hold up better than what I have now, kind of like as a makeshift tile sit spot scenario. And then two, the Smart Vinyl does not require a cutting mat. So for most of the cuts today, I won't need a mat, which is just kind of like a grippy surface that you would use to hold the vinyl while it goes through the cutting process. However, the purple vinyl, I could not find a Smart Vinyl version of, so I bought the Cricut Premium Vinyl Permanent Glossy. So this one will require a mat. For this one, I'm going to be using the Light Grip mat, but for all of the others, they will just be cut on their own because they're Smart Vinyl and they don't need a mat, which is awesome. But anyways, I am going to go ahead and I think get started on my cuts. I have my computer here. It's all plugged in and ready to go in Design Space, which is the free software that comes with your Cricut machine. In Design Space, I started a new project, and then I went to shapes, and you can actually search through the library of shapes that are available. I just typed in star. I decided I'm switching to stars. So that'll be fun. But I looked for one that had kind of a rounded edge just because it's less tempting to, I think, pick at, and also just a little cuter. So I found one that is free in Design Space that has more of a rounded edge, sides to them how I wanted them, which is fairly large, and I'm going to cut 3 of each color. That way I end up with 18 spots. I only have 16 students, but it's nice to have a buffer spot sometimes, or just to have room to grow. So without further ado, I think I am ready to get started cutting my project, which is super exciting. Let's get this show on the road. Alrighty, and just like that, all of the stars are cut out now. You can't super see them. I can't see them super well because I haven't gone at the vinyl yet with any sort of tool. There you go. You could kind of see the outline on that one. But what I'm going to do is using these scissors. These are super sharp. They're Cricut scissors, so if you just remove the safety tip, very sharp for cutting vinyl, but I'm going to cut each of the stars out, not like cut them out, but cut the vinyl and the backing as one piece. So each star is on its own piece of backing, and then I am going to remove the excess vinyl around the background of the star with this weeding tool. I'll just pick it and then kind of pull up the rest, but leave the star on the paper and then, or on the backing, excuse me. And then tomorrow, when I get to my classroom, I will show y'all how I would use the transfer tape to pull up the star image and then place it out on the floor, and I'm really excited. I also went ahead and cut, hold on, there's a teddy hair on it. I cut student numbers out of white smart vinyl, but for this one I used removable smart vinyl, so that way the sit spots themselves stay put, but hopefully the numbers I can move, like if need be. If a student is having a very hard time in their current seat, I could move them to a different one just by removing the number and placing a new one. So I love that they have both permanent and a removable option, super helpful of course. And my premium glossy vinyl permanent, the one that's not smart vinyl, worked out perfectly. I just used that light grip mat and I am good to go. So I have all of my pieces and parts cut out. Thank y'all for coming with me on that journey. I will catch up with you tomorrow once I get to my classroom.
And we are back. We are back in the classroom. Thursday now, but it's actually 10:53. So my students have already obviously come in and we've had our morning. But today is a bit different because on Thursdays, we do get to school an hour early for PLC, so with collaboration with our teammates. And just personally here at our school, we only have 2 teachers per grade level, so we collaborate in grade bands. So I meet with the first grade teachers, the second grade teachers, and then the SPED teacher who services first and second grade. So we did that this morning before school, kind of busy. And then this morning was, well, today is picture day, but our class time was this morning, almost right away after breakfast, which is like a dream. It's ideal because all of their outfits were still perfect. And I mean, my curls were still fresh. Not that that matters, but it was just really nice that we had an early time slot. It actually ended up taking quite a while because, well, one, kindergarten was before us, and obviously it's going to take a bit longer than a photo company would allow for. But also I needed to wait until the other first grade class arrived after us because there are 2 sets of twins in first grade. One of the sets, I have both of them in my room, and then the other set is split, and the split twins needed to take a sibling photo, so I needed to wait until both classes were in there at the same time. I have a tickle in my throat, hold on. So we ended up being out of the classroom from 9:10 until about like 9:40. It was like a half-hour endeavor, and we didn't even take a class photo. I asked, like, are we going to do a class photo? And they had all of the kids take their picture standing this year, and then they are going to like make a composite. And in my mind, I'm like, a composite, like this is just indicative of my personal background, but I'm like a sorority composite where it's just like the head photos and you put them all next to each other, like in their own little circle? Or is it going to be a composite where they like Photoshop everyone together? I don't know, because my photo was sitting down. And I said that, I was like, well, my photo I took sitting down. And she's like, no, that'll be fine. Just like imagine that it's everyone full, their full bodies, and just the top half of me. Anyways, I took my photo this morning, before students came, because they did an all call for staff who wanted to go ahead and get it done, and I did that. So anyways, it's been a busy morning. We did not have time for foundations at all. And then for reading today, we were supposed to start doing visualizing. So we did do that with 2 poems. We practiced together with a poem called School Bus, and then they did a little exit ticket like on a sticky with a poem called Sliding Board that was about a slide. They did really, really well. I actually have it hanging over there like on the closet doors. Sorry, I'm playing with one of the poppets that I stole from the shoe tying prize box. But anyways, they did very well with that. It was like a super quick mini lesson, but visualizing is pretty easy, so they got it almost immediately. And then tomorrow they're doing visualizing again with another poem called Balloon Man, but I will not be here tomorrow, so I have to work on sub plans after school today. Don't have any time for those right now because lunch starts in 3 minutes. During my prep time, I have been working on first getting that little like exit ticket thing hung up, second making copies for math, for myself and for my team teacher because she is actually out today, so I needed to run some copies for her sub as well. So I have the lesson plan, the front and back of the like fluency warm-up, the application problem, and then concept development, and then an additional like little thing that they're going to put into their math journal. And today we are learning about fact families. I'm so excited. This is my favorite math lesson. I think it's so fun. It helps them to understand to like the relationships between the numbers. I love this lesson. I love fact families. So we're doing that. I just made an anchor chart. I'll put a picture of it here. Very proud of it because I do not have a projector or a smartboard or anything to like trace the font like some people do. And so I freehand fonts that I like, and I just really like that one. I think it turned out cute. So not to toot my own horn, but toot toot. The number sentences, the equations are blank. The number bond is blank because I'm going to obviously do that with them. We're going to co-create that little anchor chart so we really are understanding what is happening. But we've been kind of like scaffolding, building up to this for quite a few days now. I mentioned we did like related facts to 10 and then related facts to 9. And then yesterday we just did like inverse operations. So if 9 minus 7 equals 2, then 2 plus 7 equals 9. We worked on that. And then today we're going to do all 4 of the equations for each set of numbers. But I'm really excited for that. We will not have writing because we're going to the PBIS store today instead of Friday. So that is like a long chunk of our day. So we're not going to have writing this afternoon. And then for science, our district has a Science A to Z membership for each homeroom teacher, which is what we typically use. But it has been down all week for whatever reason. Our subscriptions are not working, and that is like where I would get my resources. So I think we're just going to do dirt time, daily independent reading time. We're going to do that if we have any time left after we go to the school store because we weren't able to do that during reading. So that will be fine. But that is our plan for the afternoon. Right now, I am going to grab my lunchbox and head to the lounge for our little lunchy lunch break. I already have my small group plans ready like I showed y'all yesterday because I print them double-sided. So I already printed the following lesson, and this is the second time I'm meeting with each of my groups. So I already have them all prepped and ready to go. We work with the same passage generally all week long just to build fluency, so that'll be great. We're good to go there. But yeah, gonna go eat my lunch. Lots to do after school today. I have my sit spots here ready to be cut and weeded and then applied. I have all my Cricut tools with me for those. I also did end up buying a step stool to maybe hang up those like top of the room or wow work. We'll think about it. But yeah, we'll see how much we're able to get done this afternoon. I will chat with y'all then. Hello again, long time no talk. If you can't tell by the lighting, it's dark outside. So it is the end of the day. It's actually 5 o'clock, so it's kind of like an hour past the end of the day, but right after school I just got to work on the sit spots and the numbers, and I knew that I wanted to just kind of get to work on them and knock them out as quick as I can, and I am so tickled, y'all. They look so good. Please ignore my voice. I don't know if I was just talking a lot today or what, but I am losing my voice, so good thing I have a day off tomorrow. But sorry, had a tickle. But as I was saying, I love them. They went on super easy. The other ones came off super easy, which was the problem. So the permanent vinyl, fingers crossed, is gonna last way longer, and with the numbers on them, I'm feeling better about like contact tracing and stuff, like knowing that the same student has sat in the same spot every single time, which like I tell them to, but sometimes they forget like which row, which color. So anyways, I'm really happy with them. I think it's going to be an amazing resource for us. So again, thank you Cricut for sponsoring today's video. If y'all want to recreate this project, put it on Instagram, tag me. I would love to see it. But let me flip you around and show you real quick. Then we got some planning to do. Ta-da! Beautiful! And these two down there are the ones that I left empty just to try to keep everyone like as close to me by the easel as possible. Also on the easel is our Fact Family completed anchor chart from math today. So that's awesome. Anyways, heading over to the desk now. I have my Cricut spatula tool that I used to like scrape them all on there and everything. But anywho, end of the day, today was good. It was a wild day because obviously picture day really threw us off because it took so long in the morning, and then we like didn't get to do foundations or dirt, and then I don't know what it was about picture day, but they were just so hype for like the rest of the day. Maybe that's why I don't have a voice. I wasn't yelling, I promise. I don't yell, but I'm probably just like talking more than normal, reminding them to stop talking. But math was okay. I love the Fact Family lesson, but I think they were just like so crazy and hyped up from picture day that it like didn't go as perfectly as I would have wanted. Before math though, we had reading centers, and I actually had a surprise observation, so that's always fun. That happened. It was our literacy coach, so it's not like a evaluative observation. She just came in to watch reading centers and to watch my small group. She had some helpful tips and stuff, so that was nice. We didn't do like a formal debrief. She just kind of said like, I noticed these two things that were great, and then I also noticed this that could have maybe gone a little better. And just for the sake of transparency, the thing that could have gone a little better, she said maybe pre-reading a like targeted word list from the passage would help in making sure that we can like fluently decode. Yes, I'm opening a snack. So I'm going to try to do that more frequently at like before we read the story, just reading the target words, and then getting into the decoding. So that was a good tip. But then math, and then we had our long, sorry, there's something under my desk. There we go. We had our long iPad hour, and then things got crazy because we had to go to the PBIS, like school store. It just took so long because this is my fault. We're supposed to be writing their name and our name and the date on the PBIS dollar every time they earn one. And honestly, when my kids earn 4 compliments, I just switch it to a PAW dollar quickly. So I haven't been writing their names on them, but we're supposed to be now turning them in as they spend them. When I didn't have anything on them, I would like recycle them, but now we have to like turn them in for data purposes. I guess someone is gonna like go through them. So I was writing their names like as they were spending them. It just took a really long time. That's honestly all we did. Like we went to the school store, they came back, we packed up, they went home. I told them I'm not gonna be here tomorrow. My hair is tangly. So I always like to warn them if I know, like I feel like they should know, just so that it's not super upsetting, off-putting to them. I do have some students who really rely on and thrive on routine, so something like that could really just set up a student to have a very challenging day if they did not know ahead of time. And like obviously sick days happen, and those like I wouldn't be able to like warn them about, but anyways, I need to make sure that everything is set up for the sub. I can stay here, really I can stay until like 6:15. Right now it's 5:13, so I have about an hour to make sure that everything is like laid out and set up. I'm thinking I'm going to do, for reading, I won't need any copies of anything. They'll just need the poem to read to them, and then they're going to draw their visualizing in their like Making Meaning student response book, so they don't need anything for that. For foundations, I'm going to try to keep it simple with things that are like already here. So for example, building some words with standard sound cards, and then doing like a magnetic letter tile word building activity, so that they don't have to, again, like I don't have to make any copies, and it's just like a routine activity. Reading centers will be fine. They know what to do and everything's already set up. For math, I'm thinking they're going to do a fact family review. I think I'm going to whip up some like fact family houses quickly, and I'm going to let them go to town making like a little fact family house neighborhood. I'm going to make some houses of like different sizes, and then I'm going to like, I'm envisioning maybe I like put them all together. I don't know. We'll see how that turns out because I only have an hour. For science, I made a living and non-living sort. We didn't do science today, so that's fine. And then for writing, they will probably just end up doing like a free write Friday, which is fine. So it's going to be a quick and easy thing to plan. I won't have to make much copies, but I'm going to eat my snack, and then I'm going to type up my sub-plans and make copies if I need any, and then head home. Y'all, it has been a short week, but it has not felt short. That's all I'm going to say. It is 6:12, so I'm like right at the time that I could leave, but I have everything. I'm back here at the kitty table. I have my lesson plans for the day, copies for science, copies for math. I ended up not making like the houses for fact families. I just found this on TBT. They're like fact family turkeys, which I thought were cute, and they're a one-pager, which is always nice for a craft. And we just did fact families today, obviously, so I thought that they would be a fun, like, easy review. I printed 20 different ones, and I only have 15 students, so then the first 5 to finish, we'll do a second one, and then we'll be able to hang these up, which will be cute. But I left copies for this. This is my example I'm going to put in the front of the room. Everything else is just like in the window. Like they're going to use the foundations journals during writing. They're going to use the student response books. And in the lesson plan, I just say that those are in like the red bin in the window or the orange bin in the window. I need to write all of their names in the making meaning ones quickly because this will be the first time that they use them. So I'm going to do that. And I also left my HDMI wireless transmitter because last time I never leave anything that requires the TV, but I think people like panic and think that they have to use it and have to figure it out quickly, like as soon as they get in the room. But like I never leave any TV things because I think it just makes things like way easier for this up. But I wrote a sticky because last time my TV ended up getting like unplugged and all like discombobulated. One of my favorite words. Anyways, not my favorite thing to happen. So I wrote a sticky that said, TV, nothing in today's plan requires the TV, but if you need it for something, all you have to do is plug this into your laptop and turn the TV on with a smiley face. That way, it kind of spares me the unplugging and everything that happened last time. So it'll be here if they need it, but makes things way easier. So I'm going to go hang this in the front of the room, label their making meaning notebooks, and then I am headed home for the weekend. I think I am going to end the vlog here because holy cannoli. It's been a long week, y'all, but thank you for coming along with me through it all. I hope that something was helpful. I hope that you found it at least enjoyable to catch up with us a little bit here in first grade and what we're doing. Stay tuned because unlike the rest of the world, we have school next week. Next week is Thanksgiving, but we have school on Monday and Tuesday, like full days, Monday and Tuesday. So we'll be here. It's going to be like fun activities, so there's that. But I am planning on vlogging next week just because I think it will be really fun and a special time for us. We're going to do a lot of gratitude-based activities here. But anywho, let me go label those making meaning response books and head out. If y'all have any comments or questions about anything, if you need a link to anything and I forgot to put it in the description box, or if you just want to chat, leave a comment down below. I'm over on Instagram as well at Putting Them First, and selfish shameless plug, as of late I am also on Teachers Pay Teachers because I created a product for the first time. So I'll leave all of that down below. Thank y'all for following along with me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends.